So this is GazNeon from AM Radio, and I am delighted to say that I have Helbard and BattleBeast from Atorc. Pronunciations are a bit peculiar. Is it regional? Do you find that certain areas of the country pronounce the band a different way?
Well, I think so, yeah. Do you think so? The further south you went, Atorc. And then you go a bit north, it's Atorc. And then some like American thing, Atorc. And then when you go really far, it was Atorc. Yeah.
Does the word have a particular meaning then?
Yes, it's pretty much the Celtic jewellery that the Celts wore during wartime, which is pretty much, it's called Atorc, but to make it, it's pretty much a talk, so we're basically merged them together.
But it was inspired by a particular talk. It's the Snettisham Great Talk or Grand Talk, which was like the crowning glory of a hoard of Iron Age jewellery found in our part of the country, in Snettisham, Norfolk. Well, we're suffering from East Anglia. East Anglia has a lot of rich kind of intermingled heritage. Obviously, you have this Suffolk versus Norfolk divide, but whatever that. You know, when you look at history, it's all kind of intermingled. You know, it's East Anglia or as a whole, and that really kind of ties in with a lot of the themes we write about as well, history and times of old.
We'll get on to that in just a minute. So obviously we are at the HRH Vikings. Now that you managed to catch your breath, how did the show go?
Quite well,
I think it went very well. We actually had a couple of tech issues, but it's live music. It happens, We hadn't had any of those for a while, so I think we were about due something to go wrong.
And it just happened to be today.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I mean, I managed to get into the room. I managed to squeeze into the back by the side door because it was that full in there day.
Yeah.
And we did notice there was a guitar problem at one point, but being the seasoned pros that you are, you managed to work through it.
Well, it's funny actually. When we had the guitar problem in Isle of the Brave, I sort of thought on my feet and kind of waved at our drummer to keep the drums going, and I did a little vocal call and response thing with the audience, which we've never rehearsed. That's never happened before, but just flew by the seat of our pants and kind of got away with it.
It's the beauty of live music, though. It's unpredictable at times,
as
much as you try and plan things out, there's always going to be something.
You always got to have fallback though. You got to try and be aware and kind of canny enough. And I think we're kind of seasoned enough now to kind of ride out little things like that might happen.
Is the live setting where the band thrive? Then, do you think? Is that?
I think so.
So far, yeah. I'd say this lineup. This is about the third lineup of the band since I've joined. But where we are now, we've finally sort of got it to a place that it gels, and we've always been a good live band because we've had good songs and a look and hooks. But now I think is the time that we're really able to kind of get it together a bit and deliver in the studio, which I really hope we have with this new album coming out in April. And I think that'll kind of help flesh out our sort of status from kind of live bands to an all-round kind of force to be reckoned with. I hope. It's not me being big-headed. I hope that's what happens.
So if we could talk about the new record, I was going to talk about it in a bit, but now that you mention it, we'll address that. It's due out early next year, is it?
April next year.
Now, I believe that you've gone down the crowdfunding pledge kind of avenue.
And we've had a bit of trouble with that recently.
We were unaware that Pledge Music had, PayPal, who used to process their payments, had actually dropped out of dealing with most crowdfunding websites. So the deal, when we commenced the campaign, had to use a different payment provider and do things manually once a week. They've now got a huge backlog of bands who haven't been paid, including us. It's been September. It's been a whole 2 months now since we hit our target, and we haven't seen a penny yet, unfortunately. So we're just doing what we can, kind of scraping together our pockets to try and fulfill all these orders.
But pledges will get their items, including the new album, early to mid-January.
Yeah, so we're aiming for January for the pledge fulfillment, for the exclusives.
So with the pledge, people just presume this is a case of we'll give you money so you can go in the studio, but obviously you see a lot of packages that are involved with pledges and exclusives and all. So the whole thing has got to be much bigger than people appreciate, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Most of the work goes in before the pledge even goes live. You've got to work out your production costs. You've got to go through a few drafts of things. You've got to try and make it kind of exclusive feeling as well. You know, and to make it worth it for people to pledge, to support you early on. You know, it's not just throwing a link out there into the universe and saying, "Give us money."
You know, like you said, pressing CDs, printing booklets, distribution,
and then there's PR. You know, carrying the stuff around.
Fuel.
Yeah, fuel to gigs. Yeah. It just goes on. Food, hotels. Yeah, it's not the life of a rich man.
So this idea that rock bands will just turn up into a studio, get off the face for a couple of weeks, produce an album is just absolute. It's bombing.
Oh yeah, it's rubbish. No, it's a labour of love. Always has been. And you know, even again, like the studio's the easy bit. You know, before then comes the months or the nearly a whole year, I think, in our case, of writing, refining, road testing material, revising things, getting people who need a bit of a kick up the backside to actually learn the stuff. And all of that, and then trying to bring it together in a package that is somewhat coherent and you can put a concept and an image to. But it's great, you know. I sound like I'm moaning, but I'm not. It's great making art, and, you know, it's great having it out there in the world and just getting to do this stuff, you know. You don't think about the fuel money when you're sort of, you know, when you're looking back and thinking about all these great gigs you've done. So it's more of an investment in memories, I think.
Talking about the image and ethos and, you know, the band, the musical side of things. Listening to you today live and a couple of bits that I'd checked out on YouTube, I think, is it fair to say that the trad kind of heavy metal thing is kind of where you are, but with more of a symphonic touch and possibly a power metal kind of coming in?
It's always interesting to do these because people say different things.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Depending who we talk to. I mean, we identify as a folk metal band, largely because most of our subject matter is well, storytelling is folk stories and history as well. And we have a full-time violinist who we make a lot of use of.
I was actually in pains watching you, trying to work out how, I don't want to pigeonhole, but I want to try and give people who are listening to this kind of an idea, if they haven't heard you before, of kind of where you sit within the whole folk, pagan, Nordic, kind of thing. Because you say, oh, we're a pagan metal band, but people have this perception of we're more of an ex-Farum, trying to, that kind of deal. Whereas to my ears, I do hear a lot of Maiden coming through. Yeah. But then you've also got the more extreme metal drumming, combining the two.
Absolutely. I kind of think of it like it's strange that kind of folk metal these days can be boiled down to a certain sound, when really exactly. And what makes it folk metal is the presence of folk. Yeah. So surely the metal can be whatever you want it to be, can't it? I guess the metal part of the band is just a combination of mainly our guitarist is kind of very traditional sort of riffing flavour, and our drummer's more extreme metal background. I mean, he was actually the drummer on the first Eastern Front album, and he plays bass guitar in the black metal band Stahlsarg as well, both of whom are doing or have done pretty well. So we do have some legitimate connection to extreme metal. But then again, there's always going to be the traditional flavour in there as well, and I think it is kind of gives you a lot of freedom to have a drummer with more of an extreme metal background, because he can just do whatever you tell him to, really. Yeah.
So the folk aspect that you do focus on, is that just from what you've learned, or have you actually spent time researching these elements?
Well, I've done a lot of research, writing these with Helbard, writing these songs. I've done a lot. I already know some of the information that I process into a song. I have to do more research, but it's fascinating to do the research because you don't know these, like I said, and I just get more interested in it, and then I get more ideas, and then because we've got a backlog of songs at the moment that I really want to do, but it's it's time and effort at the moment to try and do that. But
Usually BattleBeast kind of supplies the history and like raw material, and then I guess I've sort of got the ear, the eye for how to sort of turn that into a work, which can be fairly challenging at times, but I think it results in some great songs, some very idiosyncratic stuff. People comment favourably on our hooks, so I think how we tend to do it works pretty well.
Question. With you guys coming from Anglia, Norfolk kind of thing, I'm actually going on holiday down there next May, spring bank. Where should we look for places of interest regarding historical events and such?
Norwich Castle is always a good place to start.
It's great for castles, so you've got Norwich Castle, Framlingham Castle is great, Sutton Hoo. What is it? Weststow. Weststow's that's a village. Yep.
There's a place outside Thetford called Grimes Grave, which is an old chalk pit and everything, where the Iron Age Celts pretty much mined for chalk at that time, and it's very interesting how the tunnels weave in and out. I think it's just fascinating.
And if you fancy a town break, it's worth visiting Bury St Edmunds. It is a lovely town, and you should.
It's got rich history.
It does have a rich history, so you should go in the day. You should visit. St Edmundsbury Cathedral, which is absolutely beautiful, and that actually backs onto the Abbey Gardens, which are, it's like a lovely park, but centred around the ruins, the skeleton of an old abbey. Is it
the old abbey where it got burnt down by not by King Henry himself, but but when he was reforming the church, a lot of his supporters went out and burnt the abbey and everything, and stole their gold crosses and and money that the monks kept everything to pay for new churches to be built for the Church of England. So the whole abbey got burnt down because of that. There's also a little myth or little legend that because that's where the shrine of St. Edmund was kept, they had to pretty much carry him off somewhere, but no one knows where he's buried. There's a theory it's buried at the cemetery at the Abbey Gardens themselves, and a lot of campaigners want to dig it up and see if he's out there. So it'd be interesting to find out.
Yeah. But no, it's a lovely place to spend an afternoon. The foundations of the abbey are still there, and a lot of big sections of the wall and stuff, and it's all sort of marked, like here's the kitchen, here's the monks' quarters where they prayed or washed or slept or whatever. So our part of the country is really great for that. You can't go wrong really. And if you're down Norfolk way, there's loads of stuff just down the A140. You've got there's Stonham Barns down there on the A140 near where our keyboard player lives actually. That's a lovely owl sanctuary. They have living history events there as well.
Well, I'm there for a week, so I think you've pretty much
you've
pretty much covered that.
It's always nice. It's always tempting to. It's always nice to see the sights when you go around and do things. We don't really get to see that much quite often when we do these gigs. We've played York a couple of times and have managed maybe a couple of walks around the town, and that's that, which is which is a shame, which is disgraceful really, because it's York, it's beautiful. But the sad reality is that sometimes there's often not as much time as you would like just to take in the sights when you're doing band stuff and when you've got the dates, all bashed together. You can think, I'll get up tomorrow and do this and see the sights, but after sticking around, to the end of the night, and some bands borrowing the gear, and you've got to do the cards and everything, and you're running half cut as well, you end up sleeping in, and then you go, oh, okay, well, I could go and see the sights for an hour, or I could have a full English and work on this hangover.
Got any plugs? Any website or Bandcamp things we should be checking out?
Yes, Bandcamp.
Atorcofficial.bandcamp.com.
We've got a Facebook page.
Yeah, we do have a Facebook page, Atorcofficial on Facebook. Just search, to be honest, no one else has our name. Just search Atorc,
Atorc, and you get
ATORC, you'll find us.